Hey guys, how's it going? It's Shay and welcome to Utmost Phanology. Today's subject is this really massive 18-inch KDK table fan. This was a Facebook Marketplace purchase of all things, and I got it for a very steep price of £25. Oh yes, that's right, a lot of money. Jokes aside, this thing actually was listed up for 70 and then it dropped to 40, and then I gave an offer to the seller saying I can come today and would you take £25 for it, and here we are. Just a little bit of haggling and we have ourselves a very nice beefy table fan. I've been told that these are rather rare, as I posted some pictures on the Fanatics Facebook group. But yeah, why don't I show you around this thing? We'll give it a run, get some numbers off it, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so starting off at the top of the fan, we can see it's got its central ornament badge thing. Still in pretty good shape. There's a bit of, tiny bit of color coming off of it, but it's still got its nice golden shine to it. The center badge in the middle, the KDK, is still in very good condition, and yeah, that's probably why the thumbnail of this video looks the way it does. It's got this really industrial, beefy looking grill, and mind you, it's definitely not the most safe thing, because you can still stick your finger in pretty easily, for sure, no doubt, but it will keep the larger objects out of it. There's no doubt about that at all. The blade set is different compared to some other ones that I've seen online pictures wise, and I really can't find a single picture of this fan online. I don't know if it's really that rare. I know people were saying that this thing is rather rare. In a Facebook group I posted a picture of this thing when I first got it, but yeah, literally no pictures of this exact fan. You can find newer and brand new 18-inch table fans on KDK, so there is that, but yeah, I haven't seen this blade set before. That's my point. It's rather rounded off at the edges. It's very solid. The paint job is amazing, perfect condition, no scratches, rust, nothing of the sort, and that's really surprising because the blade set had a lot of this like damp dust that was really quite sticky, really nasty, but yeah, it's in immaculate shape. The center, I don't know what you call it, the nut that holds the blade on is a bit discolored, and so are some other parts of this fan, but it's nothing serious really. Let me show you the base. Lower down is the base of the fan. You can see I had to put it on this table here because this would make my laptop table, the one I usually use for these videos, it'd probably collapse under the weight of this thing. It is really heavy. Base is in pretty good shape, honestly. There's no deep scratches or anything. There's a couple of, small marks here and there, but it cleaned up really nicely. This panel is in good shape. There's a bit of scratches here and there. It's got some nice writing on it, full automatic oscillation. That's referring to its multi-way thing where you can turn the head left and right for a different angle. And it says 18-inch desk fan, which still amuses me really. Who on earth would put this thing on a desk? And who has a desk that's big enough for it? That's my question. And you can see the buttons here, which are pretty nice. They don't stick or anything, which is good. And you can see this metal pan here too. So yeah, it's really solid. Let me zoom out quickly, and I want to show you one thing before we move out to the side, and I'll probably forget later on, which is why I'm doing it now. Okay, so to understand, hopefully, to show you guys how big this thing is, here is my little Pifco 8-inch fan. Yeah, it absolutely dwarfs it. It looks so little and tiny and compared to this monster. I really want to see how it looks next to my Diamond 14-inch table fan and the Rally fan, because those are 14-inch and 16-inch respectively. But anyways, before I get carried away with that, let's turn it to its side. Looking at the side of the fan, it's got some rust spots here and there. It's a bit of, light corrosion, nothing really serious. The clamps on this thing could do with an oiling. Very hard to take off. But yeah, a lot of it's just very mild corrosion, nothing serious at all. In fact, a lot of it looks like dust that's got oil in it, which is strange. So yeah. You can see the tilt nut here, again, barely any yellowing at all, so that's amazing to see. Handle is here, it's mounted on the front motor plate, which is strange, rather than on the grill, so that's kind of smart. One thing I also want to zoom in on, hopefully you can see that metal bit there on the motor shaft. That thing, yeah. They use an adapter because this motor doesn't actually have a thread on it, and they put this it's got a set screw on it, so it just goes in place where a regular blade set would have a set screw on, and then they put this nut on so it could be easily removed, which I like. That's very, very cool. I think this is the only fan that I've seen that on, really. But anyways, okay, moving on. That little red thing there, that's the indicator for which way it's angled, like that. That's 1, and that's 2. It's got 5-way oscillation. I thought it had 3-way, but nope. That's pretty normal. Oscillation knob is all good. Everything else. The tilt mechanism is a bit loose, but it is what it is. It's such a heavy mount that I mean, there's so much weight on this little mount. I'm not surprised that it's gone a bit weak over time. Anyhow, let's spin it to the rear. Here's the rear of the fan. Again, just showing how massive this thing is. Makes the motor look small, even though it's pretty reasonably sized. Again, nothing. No damage at all, really, apart from this dried up paint, I believe. I'll show you a picture of the label later on. There's a weight back here as well. I haven't been able to take this off properly because of the oscillation knob. It just won't come off. I keep trying to unscrew it, but it just moves the mechanism even when you hold it in place. And unfortunately the screw in there is a bit stripped out, so that's not good. What can I do? I've given it a bit of oil on the front bearing, so it's not the end of the world. If I move the camera a bit down, there you go, you can hopefully see that a bit better. The label there, right down here. I haven't plugged it in or anything, just because I wanted to show you the plug on this thing, because look at that. Why is the cable, clamp here just bent plastic? That's so strange, isn't it? It doesn't seem like it's the original plug. Maybe this fan wasn't sold here natively, which wouldn't make sense. It is so massive and everything. It does look kind of out of place in a English house. Anyhow, that's enough blabbering. Actually, there's one more thing I can show you on the other side. If we zoom in quickly. Okay, the tilt mechanism here, it's got this extra 2 holes. I don't know what's that about. Oh, this one's kind of loose too. That's odd. Maybe that would, maybe that's why it's so loose. What? There's another empty hole there too. I don't know why. Maybe there's a screw missing in there. Doesn't look threaded. How strange. Okay, well, I'll look into that later on. Anyhow, let's give this thing a run. Okay, so now that you've seen weird voice crack there, sorry. Now that you've seen it running, I think you guys would be able to agree on me in saying, and when I say that this thing is absolutely insane. Oh my goodness. This is low speed, as you can probably tell, but it's not very loud, and it's got a very nice motor sound to it, but the airflow coming from this thing is wow. Feels like the airflow from a giant box fan, basically. Which, I mean, there are box fans on this size, so anyhow, it's getting 728 feet per minute. Not a very, doesn't sound like a very high number, but again, the air from this thing travels so far. I could probably, I really couldn't demonstrate it to how far it travels, because I don't have the space in this little house. But anyways, let's try medium as well. Oh wow, 1003 feet per minute, 964 feet per minute, steady. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, of course we'll try high too. Yeah, absolutely takes off. $1,438 feet per minute. This thing feels like an absolute hurricane with the amount of air it's moving, and it's in perfect balance. Not a single vibration from this fan. What on earth? This is proper quality. I am insanely impressed with this fan. Oh my goodness. 1,535 feet per minute. That's a new record for us, I think. Wow. Oh my god, this is the strongest fan I own, no doubt. It beats everything. there's literally nothing to say. There's nothing that can even match to it. I am wowed. Anyways, let's check out what kind of wattage this thing uses too. Okay, so here's the wattage on low, and while it is rather high, you have to remember this thing is using a proper industrial style, kind of industrial style, old school, let's call it that, that's better, aluminium open cast motor. It's not enclosed like newer fans, so it is quite a beefy motor for sure, and there's no wattage like specification on this thing, so yeah. 67 watts. Okay, wow, funny number, I know. Let's try medium. On medium it uses 74 watts. So yeah, you can feel the air moving around this room so much. I think it's also affecting the fan's performance in a way. Let's try high. Here's high speed, and it's at 90, yeah, basically 90 watts. So this thing surely does eat quite a bit of power, but again, for the amount of air this thing produces, I think this is perfectly acceptable. What on earth is this fan, guys? Oh my goodness. Anyways, let's end the video now, for sure. Actually, maybe I'll put a clip of the just showing the info sticker, and then we'll end the video. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so here's the info tag. It's a type E45BK, serial number 0A03. I'm sure there's someone out there who can deduct what that means, or what year it's made. I saw in a comment in the Facebook group that mentioned that the E series, which this fan is part of, was made in the 80s only, so maybe it is an 83 model or something. I'll let those who know better to debunk that. It's rated for highest operating temperature is 40 degrees, so you can't use this in extremely hot climates. But anyways, made in Japan. That's really love to see that. Billy the Fan Collector, who's actually a subscriber of this channel, I believe. He's got a beautiful fan collection. I do recommend you go check his videos out. He has the smaller 9-inch version of this. I believe his is also an E series, but yeah, would be cool to find one of those over here and show it side by side with this one, for sure. But anyways, let's end the video. There we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed looking at this beautiful fan with me. It's definitely one of my absolute favorites, for sure, throughout my entire collection, and it's probably one of, if not the best thing I've found this year, no doubt. I don't think there's anything that could top this, really. It is just absolutely amazing, and I love it to bits. But its size is definitely a problem for sure, because this place is rather small and this fan is rather large, so it's just a bit strange to use, in the sense that I can probably use in the living room, but apart from that, I can't use this in my bedroom at night time. It is just so massive. Yeah, and while it would make for a very nice nighttime fan, since it has a good low speed and the air delivery is very pleasant, it's just a bit it just takes too much space, really. It's unfortunate. I will definitely be on the lookout for the smaller models, and even maybe other KDK fans, for sure. I am very pleased that since this is my first vintage KDK fan, I'm very pleased that to see what I've seen in terms of build quality, performance and everything. It's fantastic. No pun intended. Anyways, guys, I want to hear what you have to say about this thing, and I'll just say the regular old thing. Nobody's gonna force you to like, subscribe, whatever. We don't do that on this channel. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.